immigration, and people are going to get hurt. People have been living in this country. He's not just going after criminals. He'd like to depict them all as criminals. And listen to what he said this week when he met with some CEOs.
We're getting really bad dudes out of this country, and at a rate that nobody's ever seen before. And they're the bad ones. And it's a military operation because what has been allowed to come into our country, when you see gang violence that you've read about like never before, and all of the things, much of that is people that are here illegally.
Okay, there you go. He's made a comment like that, similar to that, during the campaign. Mexico's sending over murderers and rapists and scaring all the white people. It's simply not true. Is there an element? Yes. Is that okay? For most people, would they like to see the bad element cleaned up? Yeah. But he has brought in to go after just about anybody who's undocumented. There's a case of a woman who's been here for 20 years, and she's just a mom, and her kids are citizens here, born here, and she is not a danger to anybody. But he is now going after everybody, and people are going to be hurt. And behind all this, folks, I do believe that he has another plan, and Steve Bannon, who is really his brain, this is really his white nationalist plan. It's to get rid of non-whites, especially Hispanics, Arabs, you name it, people who they believe if they have the right to vote, and even if they're here illegally, they're going to have kids, and they're going to have a right to vote because they're citizens born here, they're going to vote for Democrat. And the white population is decreasing. And Mike, in about 5 or 10 years from now, things are going to change drastically because a big portion of the GOP is going to die off, right? We know a lot of the elderly vote GOP, right?
Correct.
Many of them.
And elderly and elderly and white is the
elderly
GOP
white.
phase,
Yeah, that's it. Elderly white people. The boomers are getting older, and you're going to see a big demographic switch and change. And how to counter that? Well, let's get rid of these non-whites. Let's ship them back. Let's prevent others from coming into the country. And now there's 2 GOP senators who have a bill they want to bring up to cut in half legal immigration. So they want to drastically stop non-whites from coming in and get rid of as many non-whites because they figure they're going to vote Democrat, and we're going to have a big die-off of white GOPers soon in the next 5 to 10 years, and that's going to hurt their chances at the polls and keeping power. There's a strategy behind this.
Well, I've heard that by 2020, Texas, and I can't remember now off the top of my head, but it's one or the other, Texas will either be over 50% non-white or Texas will be over 50% Democrat, and I can't remember which one it is. Probably non-white because it's an easier number to hit. But you can see where that's going, and you're right. And I heard about just over 5 to 7 years is what I heard. So you're right on target there with